So I'm Star Wars, and so how have the after Return of the Jedi and the Force Awakens differed? Because Star Wars after Return of the Jedi, there's one storyline that the books are about. Like the books tell one storyline when like Luke Skywalker has a son and all this other stuff, like weird stuff. And then there's also the movie storyline, which is the thing from Episode 7, where there's Kylo Ren, Rey, Finn, and those guys. So I'm gonna show you my website that I made. Star Wars Passion Weebly.com. Okay, and then so I have I'm going to post my video right here, and so I have like a summary. So these are the books after the Return of the Jedi. There's two series, and there's Legacy of the Force, and there's Fate of the Jedi. So Legacy of the Force comes first, and it's like more of like. So in Legacy of the Force, there's Jason Solo, he's Han and Leia's son. So Han and Leia have 3 children. Jason Solo, Jaina Solo, and Anakin Solo. Jaina and Jason are twins. So the Yazhang Vong came, invaded, killed Anakin Solo, and then they defeated it. But then since Anakin died, now that started Jason Solo down on the path to the dark side. So it started him down the path to the dark side. And then, but he had already took Ben Skywalker, just who's Luke's son. So he turns into Darth Vader and tries to kill everybody, but he's convinced he's right. He's convinced he's right, that what he's doing is good and it's nothing bad and it's just for survival. But he tries to convince Ben Skywalker to do it, but Ben escapes. And then so that series is about a battle between Darth Caedus. Well, Darth Caedus' rise and fall, and his battle against the Jedi. So eventually he's killed by by Jaina Solo, his twin sister, but she is but she struck. She was about to attack him, but then he still had some good left in him. He was trying to warn his lover that she was in danger because they thought his quote allies were going to attack her. And then so that was what happened in Legacy of the Force. And Fate of the Jedi is after. So Luke gets kicked out of Coruscant for 10 years. And then, so there's Force. So this one's about Sith coming back. There's a legacy of the Sith. There's all these Sith. It's a big legend and stuff of Sith, and they're all trying to attack the thing. And then, so they all attack Han, so Luke. But then Ben Skywalker, plays a crucial role, and they try to capture Elena, who is Jason Solo's daughter, but she's a good guy. But then that's basically about them trying to capture her. So I personally think that the books are even better than the movies. But so the movies, there's this classic Star Wars episode 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And 6 and 7. So it was 4, 5, and 6 were made first. So first it was 4, then there's 5, then 6. Then it was 1, 2, and 3. Then it was 7. And they're going to come up with 8. And then there's this other movie called Rogue One they're going to come out with as well. But there's comparison. There's also Clone Wars 2 movies I'm also comparing. So I'm comparing the style of lightsaber fighting. I'm also comparing Ahsoka. So here's the lightsaber duel. This is so in the Clone Wars, there's about one lightsaber duel per show, but there's tons of shows, all these episodes and seasons, and but they're not as long as intense as the ones in the movies. There's less lightsaber duels in the movies, but they're intense. Anakin and Obi-Wan and Yoda Anakin versus Obi-Wan and Yoda versus Darth Sidious. That fight scene lasts for 15 minutes or something. So that's just, they're really long and they're really cool to watch. So that's lightsaber. I also did the thing about Ahsoka because she was Anakin's Padawan, but that doesn't really match up with the rest of the Star Wars storyline. And then she comes back in Star Wars Rebels to do something else. So I don't really like how the Clone Wars is messing things up, but some of the episodes are good. So I have summaries on all of the episodes on the page. If you click on episode 1, and see, there's my summary, and then there's that, and then so the books, and then there's that. So the main connections, well, since Disney bought Lucasfilm and Star Wars and all this stuff, so they're now they're making Rogue One, Episode 8, and Episode 7, 8, 9, and then they're maybe making a 10, 11, 12. Why wouldn't they? They're making tons of money. But then, so they're gonna do that, and then they're gonna do tons of that stuff as well. So they're gonna try to make more money because Lucasfilm wasn't planning on expanding Star Wars because it was making enough money just as it was, but Disney's going to do it. And so there's all this stuff here. There's home. I'm gonna post this video I'm making right now right there, and then this link goes to a Google Docs that I made, and then so this is the family tree. So they both start with Shmi Soccer, and then she's Anakin's mom. There's no dad. The midi-chlorians willed him into existence, so there's no dad. And then there's Anakin Skywalker, and then there's Luke Skywalker. But then in the books, he gets married to Mara Jade, who gets killed. Somewhere along the line. She gets killed by Jason Solo. And then, but in the movies, he doesn't get married, or at least we think. And then there's also Leia, his sister. And in both the books and the movie, she's married to Han Solo, which is yeah, that makes sense. So there's Ben Skywalker, who's Luke's son, and then there's Jaina Solo, and she got married to Jagged Fell. Jason Solo and Anakin Solo. Actually, Jason Solo died, but I couldn't find a date for him, so I just left it at present. And then Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, son of Han and Leia. Then, so he dies in so he doesn't die yet, but he gets severely injured, and he kills his father. Wow, really nice kid. You can tell, kills his father. And so then there's all this stuff, and right now there's nobody yet, but for either Generation 5. And then there's other important characters. Rey, Han Solo. Wait, no, Han Solo I already have. On view only. So Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon Jinn, and I could add some more for this one. But here's all the novels that they have. There's 5,033 years before A New Hope, which is ABY. BBY, which is before Battle of Yavin. The Battle of Yavin is where Luke destroys the first Death Star, in case you didn't know. And then so there's all these novels that I have here. It's just an image. It's in the front of most Star Wars novels, not just the kid books and stuff. So I don't read the kid books, but here's all the books from the first series, and then there's plots, summaries on each of them. And then there's also the other series, is Abyss, and then Omen, and all the other ones from different things. So, and then if you go back to my website, I have something on Ahsoka as well, but so that's how they're different and similar. But there's also one more thing. They're both awesome. So don't get confused or anything. Don't watch only the movies. You really should read both the books and the movies. They're really good, but I recommend the books a little bit more. But everybody sees the movies, so don't think that one of them is different. But okay, for now, bye.